tell you, betrayal is a motherfucker. It's the BlackWatch, and I done did my run of all the Kirk Franklin videos and audio and listening to him with his son. I don't really have anything to say about that specific incident itself, because I'm not a journalist. I'm not here to replay what the news done already told you, what you done heard Kirk say, what you done heard Kirk's allies, enemies, church folk. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm here to talk about betrayal. Because I've been in a situation like that. I've been in a situation like that where one of my children betrayed me. I've gone through lots of betrayal. And in most recent years or recent months, I've been betrayed by another, wasn't a biological child. So let me get that straight. I'm good with my biologicals right now. They ain't fucked up recently, or, I ain't fucked up recently. At least so we all know, I guess. We all good. But I've had betrayal. I've had betrayal in my family. Some of y'all know about the situation that happened with my ex-wife. I've dealt with betrayal on so many levels, and so-called friends. I call them so-called friends because I thought they were friends, but they weren't friends. But then when they betrayed me, that confirmed them not being friends. So we had a lot of friendly times. We had a lot of friendly moments. Made a lot of friendly statements towards each other. But we weren't friends. And that only was exposed by the betrayal. See, I didn't feel like they were betraying me during most of our friendly times, because I thought we was good. But when you come with a request, an ask, and they deny you passively, I'd rather get denied aggressively. Just say no to me, motherfucker. Don't keep me hanging on. I ain't Diana Ross or the Supremes, nigga. You don't need to keep me hanging on. Let me know you don't want to do shit so I can move on. But when I keep throwing it out there and you don't say shit, affirmative or negative, that's a problem. Now, after a while, I begin to think maybe you just ignoring my question, my request, my ask. Either way, once you figure out they didn't say yes and they didn't say no, but they said yes somewhere else, that's betrayal. Because they're supposed to be your friend. And friends do what they need to do for other friends to help them move their needle. That's the way this world really works. But most motherfuckers don't know this. They talk that shit, but they don't really know that shit, and they don't really walk that shit. I love when I see motivational speaking motherfuckers live with fucked up existences. I talked about that. Shit don't be right with them. Shit don't be right with their home, but they get out on stage and they can motherfucking be the most motivational motherfucker out. Wherever they at, they on a stage. Hell, their own family be looking at them like, really? You don't talk to us like that. We don't do them same things. We don't hear that same positivity. I know, because I know y'all, and I know your families, and they know y'all bitch motherfuckers. So yeah, betrayal is a motherfucker. I mean, just to know that you done raised this boy and gave him one hell of a life. Kirk Franklin's sons had a hell of a life. I mean, you gotta understand, he ain't lived like no regular kid. Kirk been on for a long time. Kirk been on for over 20 years. His kid's only 32, 33 years old. So his teen years were beautiful. His early 20s and his life been beautiful. Kirk doing it. Kirk is doing it. Been all over the world. took his family all over the place. So how can you be an ungrateful, nasty motherfucker like that when you in need? He needed something. He needed something and got mad because his daddy wasn't going to give it up. So you going to record your phone conversation, then get your Pro Tools out and get the editing shit so motherfuckers can only hear the shit that you think's going to make Kurt look bad with how he took care of you. Kurt took care of his kids on gospel music. Not always sounding the holiest, but it was considered gospel, so he did his thing. I don't give a fuck. A lot of people didn't think Kurt's music was the holiest, but then here comes gospel rap. Here comes gospel gangster rap. Motherfuckers say everything except cuss. Hell, I done heard some gospel raps where the motherfuckers cussed. None of that matters to me. Kurt did what he had to do to put his family where he's put them. And his son was a part of that. So for his son to betray him in that way, you got to cut that motherfucker off for good. I'm talking about cutting him off now. That conversation should have been the end of it for him and Kurt. When Kurt found out that shit was online, it should have been an end of it. The end of it. I'd have got to cropping out pictures. You gonna try to get me canceled with the motherfuckers who made you available. You got availability or you got cancellations. Kirk Franklin's family's been available like a motherfucker. But here comes his son trying to get him canceled. You not talking about just stopping his bread, you stupid motherfucker. You talking about stopping your bread. See, that's what a bitch-ass punk don't realize. When you stop the real mission, you stop your mission. Especially if your mission is connected to the real mission. Motherfucker will cut off both of his hands and be like, man, I can't eat. I can't eat. I can't eat. I'm gonna put a ribeye in front of you, some potatoes and salad and shit. You know, some veggies. And you gonna go cut your hands off. I can't eat. You can't even scoot yourself up to the table so you can put your face in the plate because you got your hands cut off. Your hands is the most vital part of this whole project. Fuck cutting the steak. If you can at least scoot your chair up to the table, you can put your face in the plate. And you can gnaw at that motherfucker. You can eat your vegetables without a fork, but not without no hands. Cut your hands off. Kirk's the hands. You cut your hands off. If I'm Kirk, I'm cutting the hands off and I'm kicking his chair over. You lay there and hope for some scraps to fall down. And you better hope they ain't got a dog, because the dog gonna get the scraps way before your ass get them with no hands. Yeah. This is what motherfuckers don't think about when they betray you. What they really lose. What they really lose. Can't take that right now. When motherfuckers lose shit like, I mean, this is a life-threatening thing. I don't know how he makes his living. I don't know if Kirk really finances his whole life, but he needed something from Kirk then. Whatever position Kirk's put him in, he's not fully solvent. And see, that's where generational wealth comes into play. Kirk did everything for his family, but did he enable these motherfuckers to the point where years later they're not on their own? You gave them all kind of life options. School, this, that, and the other. He didn't want to jump in your game. Whatever. See, I don't even know what the motherfucker does. besides betray his daddy. I'm just that uninterested. I've done no background check on Kurt's son. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll figure some shit out later. But right now, that doesn't even interest me. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what his son does. Because whatever his son does, it's not enough. Or he wouldn't have needed his daddy. You want your kids to be so solvent that they don't need you, but when they do need you, you can be right there. You want to be able to teach them. Be on your own. But if shit gets tight, I'll get out here and do what I need to do for you. The fuck are y'all doing? Like 5 cars that went on the one lane, and these motherfuckers are doing absolutely nothing. So I don't deal with all that texting and driving. You at the front of the stoplight? Because I do enough of that shit when I'm moving about, when I'm around. But I'm cognizant of these fucking stoplights. People got places to go out in this bitch. There ain't no such thing as a Sunday drive no more. And there definitely ain't gonna be no Sunday driving on a Friday. We got shit to do out here. We got ways to move. That's betrayal right there. You betraying the other drivers out here. We need to get somewhere, but you want to sit at the motherfucking stoplight with your phone in your face. Nah, bitch. That's not the way we do this. So yeah, man, seeing these next generations, you know, people become high-level performers, but their kids don't develop into something to where they can take care of themselves, and they still need them. And when they don't want to do what the kid is requesting, demanding, whatever, the kid turns on them. You gonna betray me when you need me. We'll find out exactly what he was asking for. Because I've been very, very uninterested in that. I want to know what he needed from his daddy. I want to know what he does, like if he ever went to school. I'm going to find all that shit out. Boy, you got somebody out here who don't need to be driving. She was literally in the middle of the intersection. That wasn't me blowing. She was literally in the middle of the intersection just on some fuck shit. She was like on some fuck. She wasn't moving and the other cars were trying to go, but they didn't know if she was going to turn. Yeah. It's like 11 o'clock. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. And people are on there on this, you know, I mean, what's going to happen out here? Why is everybody in shock? I remember everybody drove like this on 9/11. I remember people was fucked up out here on 9/11. People was fucked up out here when the blackout happened. They were just wondering, it was like it was the end of the world shit was gonna happen, man. And that's the way a lot of these motherfuckers is out here driving this morning. I'm cognizant of all this shit. I pay attention to it all. Because I'm a black man. And I watch shit. Subscribe to the channel, please. Hopefully you like what you heard. If you did not, I get it. Most don't. It's all good, but we're going to keep pushing. Because this wasn't really about Kirk Franklin and his son, because I talked about that a lot. It wasn't even about me and my betrayal issues that I've dealt with. It was just about betrayal. Motherfuckers turning their back on you. You know what the worst motherfucker is? He turned his back on you but stay in your face. Motherfucker, if you don't want to be with me, why you with me? Turn their back on you and still in your face. That's a nuisance to me. And I don't like nuisances. So I'll be good out here. I'm sure I'll be back. I ain't got shit else to do. But be black. Watch shit. One love.